Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to the episode of our Let's Play for Farming Simulator 2019. We're continuing our second start from scratch run here, and I just kind of decided to climb up this hill and just kind of take a look at our fields here. We got this field obviously down here that has some soybeans on it. We also have this one over here on the right that also has soybeans on it. So, you know, we're actually in currently I believe we're in the last phase of growth. Yes, we are. So we just have to wait a little bit longer. We'll be able to harvest it pretty soon. I also just noticed that the field over here to our left, it says it has, it almost looks like it says it has soybean, or sorry, potatoes on it maybe. This brown one, number 20. But, I mean, it looks like it's just a bunch of grass over here. I would love to buy this field at some point, and possibly what I would do if I bought this one is I would get the plow to create fields and to just extend this one out. It just says for grass. It says it's ready to harvest. Grass needs lime. But yeah, this is just an open field here. Another option would be to just ignore this as a field, grow out to this spot and put us a house over here or something. But I think we would actually have room for a house if we were to buy this field. Maybe off over here to the side or something. Maybe stick up under here near these trees in this area. We might have still room for a house without being actually on the field. It's not a ton of room, but there is some room. Alternatively, we could potentially, depending on how hilly it is over here. Oh, it is pretty hilly, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty hilly. There's already some stuff over here. I don't know. We'll have to figure out where we want to stick a house. I would love to be able to stick a house somewhere out here. Just to have more space. But I also wouldn't mind having field 18 over here across the way. Let's go take a look at that while I'm running around. You know, buying up this field. And it's going to have some extra land as well. It's going to have some of this land over here. It's not super even. I think we could even it out enough to potentially put a house down. Or alternatively, maybe somewhere up here behind the trees. Or actually, this wouldn't be bad at all. Clearing out some of these trees. It's flat-ish. I think we can make it flat enough. Maybe sticking a house up over here. That'd be kind of cool. A bit of a back road back there. Looks like a little bit of a pond or lake up there as well. That'd be kind of cool. So we'll have to think about that. We're obviously a little ways away. We're actually quite a ways away. What am I saying? From being able to buy like any extra land. We're currently maxed out on our loans. We really need to start repaying that. We have not made any money. Some of the maxed out on the loan was probably unadvisable. Like if I were you and I was playing, I don't know. I would follow my advice and taking out quite as much loan as I did. But I don't know. Maybe it'll work out in the long run. I think we'll be able to make it work for us. Another thing I was noticing as I was about to start the playthrough is that soybeans are starting to drop in price. I mean, the ranch has an increase in price, but it's less than either of the grain elevators, I should say. So what we might do is actually we might buy us a silo and just silo away our grain for now. We have a little bit of a cushion of money. Now, granted, we do need to pay off that loan, like I said, because we are starting to pay interest on that. But if we stuck a silo up here, we might be able to wait until the soybeans, you know, is worth a little bit more and just get a little bit more bigger bang for our buck. Now, the question is, if we hold on to the grain, are we going to make enough difference of profit on the grain? Speaking of grain, I say grain, soybeans. Are we going to make enough difference of profit on the soybeans to where saving it and getting the extra profit is worth more to us than selling it now and paying off some of the loan and reducing the amount of interest? So that's a toughie. That's a toughie. I wish it would tell us like how much, you know, it expects things to be worth or things like that. We are currently at game speed of 1, so I'm not worried about the fact that it just became harvest and we're not actually out here harvesting right this second. We got lots of time to harvest. In fact, there's actually, was it 3 phases of harvest before it even goes bad? So we got plenty of time to harvest this. As far as I know, I think I've read this somewhere. As far as I know, there is no difference between the 3 phases of harvest. Just harvest whenever you can. It's just kind of just another timer to tell you, hey, if you haven't gotten around to harvesting this yet, you might want to get a jump on it because, you know, it's either the middle orange or the darker orange, and it's about to be withered. So we got lots of time. So we definitely do want to harvest. I mean, that is a done deal. That's definitely a guarantee. It's just a matter of what do we do with the harvest after that. And it really just may be a matter of keeping an eye on this screen right here and seeing if soybeans will start to come back up again. Again, how much is it going to go up? 1575 for the central grade elevator. I mean, is it going to go up to 17, 18, 20? I mean, I doubt it goes up to 2,000, but maybe it'll go up a little bit. So we'll see. Let's at least get the harvest done. and then we can make a judgment on that after the harvest is done. So to harvest this, I don't think we can afford us an actual harvester. Pretty confident that we can, especially if we're going to stick with the John Deere. No, we cannot afford a harvester. We do have 2 harvesters here, 2 John Deere harvesters that we can go to. So we are going to have to rent a harvester unless we bought like the really cheap one, right? Yeah, 84,000. I'm not buying the cheap one. If we're going to do this. We're going to get it done. Let's go ahead and just get a good harvester. Now, depending on which one of these do we actually want to rent? You know, we got this one, which is boom, big old monster wheels. Crawler. Oh, I love the crawler truck. Those are cool. We got a rent of 14,535 plus 2,800 per day. We're not going to need it for more than a day. So 14,535 is how much this is going to cost us. How much more is this one? $6,000 more. I mean, presumably this one would be able to have a much bigger head on it, so we'd be able to harvest quicker. But honestly, our fields are not that big, so I think the smart move is to harvest the smaller John Deere. Is to rent this one and just be happy with that. It's going to be just fine. Now, speaking of rentals, I mean, this is going to cost us $14,535 in leasing costs. Are we going to get $14,535 back from from the harvest itself? Who knows? Well, we're going to have to find out, I guess. So let's go ahead and lease this. 14,535. And then let's come back over here and get us a head for this. We just need a regular header. This should be able to do soybeans. Yes, it does. So we need the John Deere one here. I mean, the other big tractor would have been able to use this bigger John Deere head, but you know, again, that's probably more than we need. So we'll just use the smaller head here, and 2,500 bucks to rent. Man, this is going to cost us $17,000 just to rent these two, to lease these two. And I mean, and then we're gonna give them back and hopefully make enough money to justify it. I mean, are we gonna make $17,000 off these 2 fields? I honestly don't know. It's a tough one, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Let's see, base price. Well, we could also just buy the head, but buying the head without the thing itself just feels weird. I feel like if you're gonna buy either of these, you would buy the harvester first and just have it and go from there. We are going to need to get another trailer here soon because this trailer is not going to work for grain. So we'll have to look into that here in a little bit. All right, got our thing. Let's see if we can back up here, pick up our head on it. All right, let's roll. I like this thing because it's pretty fast. Oh, there we go. We had a trailer. That's right. I forgot we had this trailer still. I knew I had sold one of my trailers. I forgot I'd kept the harvest trailer. Well, then good. We're good on the harvest trailer. I mean, it's not huge. Don't get me wrong. It's not a very big trailer, but it will get the job done. And, oh, a little bit of a bump there. Thankfully, we do not take actual damage taken out of sight. Oh, people do not want me driving my tractors near them in real life. I guarantee you I'd be taking out cars left and right. Alright, turn on the volume just a little bit. I don't know if that'll make a difference on the volume you guys hear, but it's a little loud for me. Right, let's get up this hill over here and then let's start the harvest going. And we probably will eventually, I'm not sure if we'll do it right away, but we will hire somebody to help us out at some point. Let's start over here on the left-hand side because we want to kind of work our way towards the other field anyway. Alright, here we go. Let's lower the head, unfold, turn on the harvester. We don't care about the straw swath because it's not going to matter because we just don't need it. And there we go. Getting us some soybeans. Ah, it's good. It's awesome. I mean, I really, really hope this sells for quite a bit, and we can really make our money back on this harvester and everything else we spent getting these things ready. Granted, some of the things we have actually bought, so we are going to be, you know, we have to pay it off, obviously, but it is a cost that is going to be a one-time cost we don't have to keep paying for. So this thing right here is the only thing right now that we are currently leasing. The sooner we can buy our harvester, the better. Although it would be awesome to be able to buy one of those really big harvesters at some point. Turn it off. Let's make a big U-turn here. Up the big giant hill. Nope, nope, back it up. Didn't quite make the corner. Turn it back on. I mean, this thing's filling up pretty slowly, actually. I mean, I say that. I mean, we're not going super fast, to be fair, but we still got a lot of space. I think, what does this thing can hold? What, just over 10,000, I think? So, we're going to have a lot of soybeans in this thing. And again, we really just want to keep an eye on that price to see, you know, I'm hoping to see the price start to go back up again. I mean, I don't know how long we will wait. We can't wait forever. We've got to be careful with that, but maybe we can wait a little bit. And again, the other thing is to think about is once we get the silo, you know, paying for the silo is going to be another cost. So that's another, you know, investment into our crop that we're not quite returning right away. So then it becomes, is the investment in the silo, you know, going to be worth it because of the increase in price? I don't know. I mean, it's a toughie. I think there's a public silo somewhere that we can store in. I want to say there is. Maybe not. I could be misremembering. I've actually never really messed with the silos. I've always just sold my crop just as soon as I got it and just been done with it. So the idea of saving it and waiting for an opportune time is a little bit different. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what would you do in real life. I mean, you got bills to pay. You got your workers to pay. You got to pay for the equipment. You got to pay for the fuel. You got to pay for all the things that you've got to do to run your farm. But are you sitting on your soybeans? I mean, you can't sit on them forever, obviously. I mean, I would imagine, you know, at some point they're going to start to to rot within the silos. I mean, they can't be set on forever, but I mean, can you set them for a couple days, a couple extra days, or I guess in this context, because of how fast the game goes, you know, sitting on it for a couple days in the game is probably the equivalent to sitting on on your crop for, you know, several weeks or a few months or something like that in real life. Can you do that? I mean, how long can you sit on a crop in real life before you really need to sell it? I mean, can you wait for that good price? I don't know. It's an interesting thought, you know, to think about. And it's just one of those things that you have to take into consideration. I mean, I'm sure there's certain crops and certain things that you can sit on for quite a while because they, you know, maybe they last a little bit longer. But I mean, I think at times you just got to sell what you can sell and be happy with what you got, you know. One thing you might do, I could see, I mean, if you have the opportunity to delay the harvest just a little longer because you know the crop's going to be okay, and you know that maybe there's going to be a better price, you know, at a certain time of the year, you know. I don't know. Let's say soybeans sell better in July than they do in December. Arbitrary numbers, arbitrary months, I should say. I don't really know, but surely, you know, food type products and things of that nature have ebbs and flows. That there's good times of the year that they sell better, then there's other times that they don't sell as much. But what those are, I mean, I obviously don't know. But my you know, to continue the thought, the idea is that maybe there's a way that you plan that out. And actually, what you would probably do, honestly, if you were going to go down that path, is you would probably not even plant your crops until you know that the timing of when it's ready to harvest would line up with, you know, the good time to sell it. You might plant a different crop, or just leave that field, you know, just empty for a few months until it's like, okay, this crop takes 6 months to grow or X amount of time to grow, and I know it's best to sell it in December. Let me plant it in whatever. You know, again, these are just arbitrary times I'm just throwing out there. I don't know exactly when some of the best times to grow some of these are. But there's actually a mod, I think I mentioned it in the first episode, there's a mod called Seasons, which I might eventually try out because it would be really cool to have that little bit of extra realism in the game. I just thought it was a little too complicated to throw at me after I hadn't played the game for so long. I was like, let me get back into the game, let me remember how to play it, and then I might turn on something like Seasons. But I think the idea there is that there are better times to sell crops. There are better prices for crops at different times of year. So it kind of, I think, adds in that extra, exactly what it sounds like, seasons to the thing. So, but yeah, it kind of goes back to this idea with this game, you know, with this playthrough, since we don't have the seasons mod turned on, I don't think there's any harm in storing your crop and just letting it sit there. I think it could sit there for the rest of the game, and I don't think it ever goes bad. I don't think they emulate that, that once you've picked the crop and harvested it, once it's in a grain silo, I don't think there's a way for it to go bad. So then it kind of comes down to, you know, how realistic do you want to make it? You know, your own forced realism. We're actually gonna be able to harvest this entire field with just this one harvester. That's really cool. It's gonna be very convenient. Once it's time to empty this harvester, what I will probably do, or once it gets a little bit close, what I'll probably do is I'll hire a worker to finish up the last little bit while I run over and get the tractor. Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on the truck prices, and we'll know when it starts to get better, as I'm not making a straight line here. I was looking down at the bottom of the screen for a second. I mean, so what's our next investment? Is our next investment to buy a harvester? Because continuing to pay the rental fee. Now, granted, we could rent this thing, what, at least 10 times, maybe 15 times before we've accrued the cost of actually buying it. So, in theory, you know, we have a lot of bandwidth there, or a lot of room to rent it for several cycles, for several harvests, before we really are technically losing any actual money. Although the longer we go without actually buying it, the further out that pushes that profit, you know, that profit margin, so to speak. But anyway, yeah, I mean, obviously we would eventually like to buy us a harvester. Especially, it really depends on how much we get for this. I'm going to have to see. I don't remember. This is our first, what? This is our first soybeans, isn't it? Wasn't the first ones we did was what? Barley and wheat or something of that nature? I can't remember. It's been a few weeks since my first episode of this series. But I think the soybean sells better, but obviously you can see I don't think we're getting as much quantity from a field of soybean. I think by now our wheat or barley would have already filled up this harvester. And again, you guys can fact correct me by actually going back and looking at our very first harvest. I don't actually remember how much it filled up. So even though, oh, I think I might have lost some. That was unfortunate. So even though the soybean sells for more, you get less per field, is the way I think I understand it. So so then it comes down to, again, you know, how much are we actually making off of this? Maybe there's a benefit of, you know, having several silos with several different types of crop in them, so that you can pick and choose your times to sell based on what's selling for the most, and what's got the highest price at the time. Waiting for those blue arrows, because the blue arrows are the ones that tell you that something's selling really, really well. There's a high demand, you know. So we'll see. We'll have to kind of, we'll learn together. I mean, if you guys have any advice, please let me know in the comments below, but otherwise we'll learn as we go, and we'll figure out the best way to do some of these things. I think if I'd done this slightly better, I could have finished this in the next pass, but I believe I'm going to have to do at least 2 passes here, which it's fine. And again, man, I can't believe we were able to fill up this entire field without even filling up the harvester yet. That's pretty awesome. Two more passes and we should be done. 75% full, not bad. Be about probably what, close to 80 once we're actually done. I might have been able to squeeze it all in one pass, but we'll be safe. We'll just do it in 2 passes. Not going to be a problem. As soon as we move over to the other field, I will get a worker started on the other field. Because we'll be close to, what, 80, 85, something like that. And then we can let him do a couple passes, and we'll get the tractor ready to fill up. In fact, we're going to have to go get the trailer anyway. So we'll drive over, get the trailer, and bring it back, and then be ready to drain the stuff out of here. And then at that point, that's when we have to figure out what we're going to do with it. Last pass here. Still going at speed 1 just because I want to get the harvest done. And I mean, again, we're not in danger. Even if I went at speed 5 or 15 or anything like that, I don't think we'd be in danger of it going bad before we were able to harvest everything, because the harvest doesn't take that long on these smaller fields. Yeah, we might actually hit 85, aren't we? We'll be pretty close. 84, come on, 84. Not quite 84, huh? Yeah, we got close. Ah, there we go. Nope, exactly 84, right as we finished. Not bad at all. Let's get around this tree and not fall over. We're gonna do this field this direction because it's a little easier to turn around than having to turn around where that where do we put that? What am I trying to say? The building. Got a little bit of ways to go. We'll get it closer to 90, 95 before we go get the trailer. Although since I have to go pick it up from the store, let's do this first pass, and then we'll probably hire the worker on the return pass. Give us time to get back over here. Don't mind me. I'm just going to run all over your field over here. All right. Go, worker, go. And let's grab the truck, because we'll be able to get the trailer over here pretty quickly. Without, I mean, assuming we don't tip over. Oh, goodness. Don't tip over, don't tip over. There you go, truck. Oh, boy. I actually didn't get any comments of laughter for all my tip over jobs. I was a bit surprised. I think this is one of those trailers that doesn't quite hook up to the truck properly, so we should see a pretty entertaining raising of the truck. Yep. Not too bad. It's mostly okay. I mean, once we get over to the field, we'll use the tractor probably to pull it onto the field itself. But I just figured this would be quicker to zip it back and forth. How much does this thing hold? Does this thing hold 10,000? I actually don't remember what size this thing holds. Guess we'll find out. I think it's like 12,000. I could be wrong though. Oh, yeah, it's full. We almost timed it right, so I guess about 85% would have been slightly better timing, but not like it matters that much. The other thing we can do is, once we get this unloaded over here, or loaded I should say, we can, okay, I'm just going to stop you right there. Unload the truck, just park you over here, and let's get my tractor. Not that tractor, that tractor. I mean, I could probably draw the truck over there just fine, but feels like might be a little bit hard ground to drive a truck over. I don't have my truck lifted yet or anything like that. You can't actually do that in this game as far as I know, but it would be cool, you know. Customize your truck, deck it out. All right, let's go, tractor. Looks like we worked out just right. So we can we got the spout on the correct side of the track of the harvester. Had it been on the inside, we would have had to backed up the harvester a little bit. Once we empty this out, harvester will be able to finish the field. I mean, this is a slightly bigger field, but it definitely will be able to finish it before it needs to be emptied again, which means we can start working on some of the other stuff that we need to do. Oh, 20% is only 4,000 I should say is only 24%. Looks like what, 5,000 was 25, so this thing can hold what, 20,000? It might be enough for both fields. That's pretty good. There we go. Exactly 10 times. Yeah, there's going to be just a little... Oh, I mean, yes, but no. Stop. Don't waste my grade. I was like, don't do that. I mean, yes, I know I could run a tractor next to you, and that's a strategy, a way of doing it, but wasn't the plan. Let's close the cover. And let's just get it off over here to the side. Let's get out of the way of the tractor, though, so we don't... we'll just run around and we'll park it up by the front, because by the time he gets done, he'll be up here towards the front anyway. So yeah, we'll definitely be able to take both fields worth of harvest in this one tractor. Or one trailer load, I should say. So that's going to be just fine. Alright, let's park you over here. And we'll detach for now. And what do we need to do now? Let's drive over to this field real quick, and let's see what this field needs. Because I think it just... I guess we could just look at the map. I think it just needs to be just reseeded. I mean, we're ready, right? It's already harvested. Needs lime. Of course it needs lime. So we can do the lime then. Yep, that works. I don't know if it matters what order you do the lime. I think you can do the lime before you do the cultivation. And since our cultivator and seeder is all in one, it's probably what we want to do anyway. So let's go ahead and back up over here to our lime spreader. Grab this bad boy. Do we still have fertilizer in this, or did we actually stick lime in this? We still have fertilizer. We will have to go get some lime. Do we have bags of lime over here? I actually don't remember. That is... I think that's seed, yes? Let me see what this is. I don't think we can see what this is. I think that's seed. And then we have more over here. So we just have fertilizer and seed. We do have the liquid fertilizer spreader now. We also still can do fertilizer with this thing. So dumping out the solid fertilizer is fine. We're going to dump it up here. And then we're going to go pick us up some lime. What am I trying to do? I want to unload. Where did that put it? Oh, over there. To the right. Alright, cool. That works. So, yeah, we need to get some lime. And honestly, this may just become a lime spreader at that point. I mean, the other option is we could, and I think it's a little bit more expensive, but honestly, it just sounds more convenient, is that we could grab us a... Where is it? Oh, I still want to get one of these. I just don't have the land for it. Get us a tank. We have fertilizer, solid fertilizer, herbicide. Ah, there's not a lime tank, is there? There's a seed tank. Huh. Okay. Obviously, there's the silos. I do want to start doing some bees or animals or something to start getting us a little bit of income. You know what? Let's do that. Let's get us... What's the cheapest thing that can start getting us some income? Looks like a bee house. Would get us... It's not a lot of money. 16 bucks an hour, $8 per day. Is that how much it costs to... I think the $8 per day on the left is how much it costs us to maintain it, whereas the $16 per hour is how much we get back. So this is $20,000 for 16 per hour. This one's only a little bit more, and it's 60 per hour. Definitely feels like one of the greenhouses would be better. Obviously, this one right here would be amazing. But we don't have room for that. We got lettuce and tomatoes. I still want a bee house, to be honest, just because it's kind of... I want to say cute. I guess. I mean, it is. What else we got? We also have animal pens. I like the doghouse costs us money, but doesn't make us anything. Which obviously, why would it make us anything? But it's just funny that it costs us money. I mean, I would like to work our way up to animals at some point. We just got to find a place to put them. Which again, might be where we buy that field over there, number 20. And just not make it a field and just have it be space for stuff, you know. We could also try and clear out some of these hills, maybe a little bit. Try to get us a little bit of space that way. We'll see. But let's see here. Let's grab us, just because it's going to start making us money. Why not? What am I looking for? I'm trying to get this. Let's grab us. Kind of I want to just do the beehive because I have a feeling it'd be really easy to just stick somewhere. I say that, but apparently, how do you? Why am I not spinning thingamajigger? Rotate. There we go. I was like, I know there's a way to spin this. Oh, I don't own that land, and that makes sense, but wow, we really just can't put it over here, huh? What does it collide with? I mean, we can stick it way over here. I want to stick it off in the middle, kind of away from everything. We stick it between these two trees here. Just a little beehive, just over here, off out of the way. Start getting us a little bit of money. Why not? I mean, I know that the other thing is more cost efficient, but let's see that. How big is the greenhouse? That's not terrible. Can we fit that over here? If we could fit it over here somewhere. I thought we had it for a second there. I mean, there's like a spot there somewhere that you can almost get it. Oh, there we go. Just over here off to the side. 25,000 bucks. Yeah, why not? Is it rotated the way I want it to be? Kinda. I think it's pretty rotated up. Can we turn on grid snapping? Right button. Oh, I see what it's doing. I mean, it grid snaps that way. I was hoping to grid snap the rotation, but that's okay. I don't know. Let's take this over here. 25,000 bucks, a little bit over. And it's going to make us money every day. Why not? So, you know what? I'm still going to do the beehive. I know we don't have a ton of money right now, but it's really cool. I like the beehive. I just want to see what it looks like. I want it facing this direction, I think. I mean, I know it's not as cost effective, but, and I don't know that you would actually stick a beehive next to your lettuce thing, but let's go with it. Just because, why not? All right, let's go get us some lime. I know I just spent a whole bunch of money on silly things, but actually, before we do that, let's go look at these. Oh, the bees. It's so cool. And we got our lettuce. Just kind of does its thing, I guess. Oh, we've got to fill it. Oh, okay. No, that makes sense. And I just... Okay. Okay, no, that's logical. Now we know. I didn't know how it worked. We have to fill it with manure and water. What? Okay. Do we have to fill anything on this one? I mean, what would you give bees? They just need flowers, right? I mean, I'm sure there's something else that I don't know anything about bees. I wish you could go inside. That'd be cool. Or can you? Nope. That would be cool. So I'm assuming we're not making money off those yet, right? I mean, in theory, let me see. How would I see that? Sold buildings, land purchases, animal upkeep, property maintenances, biogas plant income, contract income. I don't see where there's saplings, fertilizer, seed, fuel, sold milk, sold wood, sold bale, sold wood. Property income, property maintenance, property income maybe? Probably. That's my guess. But like how long is it going to take us to actually recoup our money for this? 16 bucks an hour. There's obviously 24 hours in a day. So what does that math out to? My brain does not work very high. So what the details would give us more information. 16 times 24. Well, let's see, Mr. Phone. Surely I can do this, right? It's what, $320 per day. So if it was 20 hours, it'd be 320. Plus the extra 4 would be what? 32, 64. So $384 per day, and it costs us $20,000. So it will take us a lot. If it was $400, let's say it was even $400 a day, which is just a little bit shy of that, it would take us what? In 5 days, that would be $2,000. And so 50 days to actually start making profit off this. Fair enough. This one over here is going to be what, 60 per hour, so 1,200. 6 times 4, 1,440, right? $1,440 a day, which will only take us what, 15 days or so. 10 days will be 14,000 bucks. Another, 15, 16, something like that. And that's just obviously rough math in my head. I'm sure you guys can easily probably work it out way quicker. Never do math in public or out loud. But that's assuming we actually fill this thing up with water, I would imagine. I'm assuming I'm going to not put anything in it just yet because I want to see if we get anything from this before. Like maybe we just get less without the manure and the water. I assume it's not going to work at all, but there's also a chance that we just get less. So let's let this thing run for a little bit, a couple hours, and see if we get anything. But 15 days to get this, 50 days, and then eventually we'll just get some profit off of these. But also, they're just kind of cool to have. All right, let's go get us our lime. Enough distractions in and whatnot. Actually, you know what? We are at 35 minutes. We are going to go ahead and put a cut in here. I will go get the lime, and then when I come back, we will start liming up our other field. We'll have to lime both fields eventually anyway. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put a cut in there. I do appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully, may God bless you in your day. And thank you again. Goodbye.